Here we go. Oh my God. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the very first episode of the Nonsense Land podcast. Oh my God, I am so excited to be bringing this to you. I am your host, Shakira, and this is the space where anything goes. Spiritual, the mystical, the soul-led path, and everything in between. This is the place where I get to be fully, authentically myself, and where my husband Rick will join us when he sees fit. Here in Nonsense Land, we're all about exploring, learning, and growing, and sharing what we discover along the way, because fucking hell, Rick and I have learnt so much, and we just know that it's not really out there as much as what we think it is. So, there's no rigid structures, just real conversations, real experiences, like my real experiences, Rick's real experiences, and a whole lot of wonder at the magic that lives around us. Pretty crazy. Like, it's an amazing world we live in, let me tell you. So today, for our very first episode, we are going to be diving into the conversation that honestly I don't hear many people talking about, but it's a truth that has literally been living inside us all along. The spirit of marijuana is very real. The sun is alive and is speaking to us. The moon cradles our soul and guides our becoming. And every tree, every river, every gust of wind, they're all waiting for us to remember. And if you don't believe me, open your eyes. Open your eyes, guys. Even the water we drink holds spirit. And every time we speak into, say, our morning coffee, our tea, or our water, we are imprinting that energy. We're literally programming water with our vibration. Like, that's literally what we're doing when we do that. Blessing ourselves from the inside out. It's pretty amazing. Over the last 1.5 years, I've been on a journey of consciously connecting with these ancient allies. And I'm sure people out there would be like, oh, she's a stoner, whatever you want to call me, I don't give a flying fuck. Because when you work with these spirits and with these elements, magical things happen. And I am going to take you on a journey of each of these elements. And I've also got a message from the sun, because yesterday I had one of the most transformative days. And it was all thanks to the sun and all of these elements. I am not even joking you. Like, my heart is beating so fast right now because of the experience that I had. So I really don't think you understand that what we're about to talk about today, it isn't just philosophy. It's real, it's happening, and today I want to open that doorway for you to really understand and see what we can do and how to connect back to our soul. Because whether you've heard it said out loud or not, I know deep down you've always felt it. So let's dive in. Let's talk about the spirit of marijuana, the codes from the sun, the whispers of the moon, the living consciousness of water, and the ripple effect that happens when you walk through life awake to the spirit of all things. Because let me tell you, magical things happen when you talk to everything. Everything, I tell you. Because once you remember, you'll never walk alone again. I promise you that. But first off, to kick off this episode, like I said yesterday, I had a magical experience with all of these beautiful elements. And the sun in particular, I was taking Ray to daycare, dropping her off, and as we always do on our drive, we say hello to the sun if he's out and thank him, say we love him, and I will also say if there's any messages I need to hear today, and so on and so forth. And what came through yesterday was a song. And I have had a few days of purging, releasing. I've been fasting, I've been bleeding, I have been emotional, releasing, rage, everything. It's been a really tough couple of days. So when I had this drive with the sun yesterday morning and this song came through and I played it, it was just, oh no, sorry, it came on. So that was my sign from the sun. And oh my God, it's just so fitting. So I'm going to play this song for you right now because I want to start off every episode or include in every episode a song that is going to help you along your journey to discovering your soul purpose. Here we go. Are we ready? This is the song.
You don't know how you met me, you don't know why you can't turn around and say goodbye. All you know is when I'm with you, I make you free and swim through your veins like a fish in the sea. I'm singing, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. I'm not worried about the ring you wear, 'cause as long as no one knows, then nobody can care. You're feeling guilty and I'm well aware, but you don't look ashamed, and baby, I'm not scared. I'm singing, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. Won't give you money, I can't give you the sky. You're better off if you don't ask why. I'm not the reason that you go astray, and we'll be alright if you don't ask me to stay. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. Don't know how you met me, you don't know why you can't turn around and say goodbye. All you know is when I'm with you, I make you free and swim through your veins like a fish in the sea. I'm singing, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. I'm singing, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. I'm singing, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me.
Oh, wasn't that beautiful? That was the song that channeled through yesterday from the sun. I was like, oh, okay, I will follow you. I will follow you. Yes, so that's exactly what I did yesterday. And what happened yesterday, I was absolutely not expecting, especially when I channeled that song. And when I got home, I had a really big emotional purge. That was the start of my day, just releasing emotions and rage and sadness and all the rest of it from my ancestral line. So yeah, I followed the sun, and I can't wait to tell you at the end what happened with my day, quick story, and a final message from the sun. So stick around until the end to hear that. But to start off, we're going to talk about water. Water, guys, seriously, the spirit of water. Because water is not just an element, it is a living, conscious thing. And if you didn't know that already, oh my God, you've been living under a rock. You need to watch Frozen. Frozen and Frozen 2. Frozen 2 is probably one of my favourite movies, where it is like the perfect example of a spiritual awakening. Finding out that you are the fifth spirit, where she goes on this journey and realises it's her all along. That is you. That is you. And what do they say in that movie? Memory holds water. No, sorry. Water holds memory. Okay? So this is all true. So water, she is one of the oldest spirits on earth, older than even the mountains and the forests. And water holds memory, emotion, and vibration. And when you speak to water, you change it. I have done this, and I can tell you that it is true. And when you honor water, it heals you back. So when I first came across this concept, I started speaking into my coffee, and Rick thought I was really fucking retarded, as I'm sure some of you listening probably think the same thing. But that's how I started. I was like, okay, I heard it from a creator on TikTok, and I was like, I'm just gonna try it and see how I feel. So I started speaking into my morning coffee, and I was just saying things like, I'm so grateful for my beautiful life. Just saying general grateful affirmations, because that's a part of what I do every day anyway. I'm writing a book on the Grateful Diaries, which is all about my journey in 2024. And I've realized now that I'm actually going to write a second book. So I'm actually writing the second book as we speak as well. And when we are grateful, it raises our vibration. So this is what I did. I spoke grateful affirmations into my morning coffee. And let me tell you, when I did, the rest of the day, I felt so much better. Like, I actually felt like my coffee, or the spirit of coffee and the vibration of water, actually nurtured me from the inside out for the rest of the day. And I know that sounds weird, but it really did. That was my first experience of talking to water, or the spirit of coffee. So water is often called the great rememberer as well, because it stores information, emotional, energetic, physical and spiritual, and it responds instantly to intention, sound, frequency, and prayer, which is what I was doing with the coffee, right? So it carries your words, emotions, and blessings through its molecular structure. So how water holds spirit. So memory, so as I said, water records everything it touches. And there's been so many tests these days. I'm sure you could just go on Google and type in water experiment. I've seen so many. I'm pretty sure there's creator on TikTok I've seen as well. And I can't remember how they do it, but they put an object in with water and then freeze it, and it will freeze to the memory of whatever that object is. So go check that out, like go do your research, and I encourage you to do your own research. It's important for us to learn as much as we can and not give in to the lies that we've been fed our entire lives. We are literally living in the biggest scam humanity's ever seen, whether you know that, believe it, too scared to even want to believe it, but it's happening, it's real. And that's why I really wanted to do this podcast with Rick in the first place, is because I feel like we have so much knowledge and people just don't know, or they're too naive, or it's a don't look and it's not their situation. So I just want to share my learnings, basically. Okay, so continuing on with water. So water is a living spirit of purification, rebirth, and remembrance, and she connects the physical and spiritual worlds effortlessly. When we honour her, she reawakens parts of us that modern life tried to make us forget. Cut deep, does it? It should. Okay, so to recap on water, the spirit of water is the great rememberer. She holds our prayers, our dreams, and our healing with her currents. When we speak love into our water, we speak life into ourselves, which is what I experienced. Excuse me. When we honour water, we honour the ancient currents that flow through all things. All right, so moving on to the spirit of the sun. I love this because I just had the best day yesterday, okay? And it's all thanks to the sun. Okay, the sun is not just a burning star, it is a conscious being of pure light and life force. The sun is a portal, a transmitter of light codes, and a direct bridge to source energy. He has been honoured as a deity across every ancient culture, Ra, Apollo, Amatstru, because he is the bringer of life, growth, and soul remembrance. And you know what? It's so funny because I asked the sun for a final message yesterday, and that was pretty much, I mean, obviously not as detailed, but that was pretty much what he said to me yesterday. I can't wait to read it to you. Okay, so how the sun holds spirit. So we get light codes from the sun. The sun carries encoded frequencies that activate our higher strands of DNA. When we receive his light consciously, we awaken our sleeping gifts. And it's truly remarkable, and I've had first-hand experience from this, because when I go to the sun, just have hands out, open, feeling the sun on my skin, on my face, thanking him, letting him just engulf me in his light, golden light, and just set the intention that you want to receive codes, or you want to receive information or downloads or whatever you feel called to say at the time. And that's what he does for us. He gives us messages. You just have to fucking listen, right? Okay, so he is the life force energy. The sun pours vitality into every living thing, obvi, humans, plants, animals, and without him, physical life could not exist here. If you haven't been outside or seen the sun in a while, I urge you to go and say hello and make a connection with the sun right now. I don't care what you're listening to this on, or whether it's on the TV or on your phone, get outside and go and say hello to the sun, okay? He is our consciousness expansion. Through conscious sun gazing. Now, you can do this at sunrise or sunset. Obviously, we don't want to do it in the middle of the day. I mean, you can if it's for a few minutes, because that's what we're doing, right? But when we're consciously sun gazing, so even meditation in sunlight or intentional sunbathing, the sun downloads clarity, strength, and divine masculine balance into our being. And so it's also the source connection as well. So the sun is our doorway to the original source energy. It is our beam of light where we can connect to Christ consciousness. I am a light being. I am an angel of the light. And so you can get light codes from the sun directly into your DNA. You just have to set the intention to do so and tap into this higher frequency. And the sun raises our vibration as well. So don't forget that. So how to work with the sun? Morning gratitude. Stand in the sun in the morning with your coffee or your tea. Go stand out in the garden. Put your feet on the grass, ground. And just say thank you. Like I said, create a connection with the sun. Just start by saying, hey, sun. Hey son, what's going on? Just start talking. Talk to everything. I am telling you, your life will change when you talk to everything. Sun and water, charge water under the sun to program it with vitality, strength and abundance. Solar, I actually haven't tried that yet, so we'll have to do that. I've obviously done moon water, but not sun water. And solar infusions bring awareness to sunlit food, so fruit, plants, and how they hold the sun's energy for your nourishment. And if you're not eating fruit and vegetables, put something good in your body. Like, choose yourself for once. Okay, if you are not eating healthy, what are you doing? Sorry, I know that's a bit harsh, but it's a hard truth. Okay, moving on. Oh, well, let's just have a quick recap of the sun. So the spirit of the sun transmits the codes of life, vitality, and higher purpose. When we open to his light, we remember our own power to create, lead, and thrive. So the spirit of the moon. So with the sun, the sun is the masculine energy and the moon is the feminine energy. So the moon goes on a 28-day cycle and the sun is on a 24-hour cycle. Or 1-day cycle, whatever you want to call it. And it was really funny because actually the other day, I even said this to Rick. So the other day I heard this creator on TikTok. She goes, I really don't understand why men don't worship the sun the way that women worship the moon. And I was like, what? And then she was like, well, women go on a 28-day cycle, which is the same as the moon. We run on a moon cycle. And men are 24-hour beings, so they're ruled by the sun. So why do men not worship the sun as much as women worship the moon? I thought that was really interesting. I was like, yeah, that's so true. So men, please start making a connection with the goddamn sun. I don't know how many times I can say this. All right, moving on to the moon. So the moon is the keeper of mysteries, a bridge between the seen and unseen worlds. She governs the tides, the waters within us, and the flow of emotions, intuition, and dreams. So she's the mystical one, obviously. The moon is a living spirit that reflects the eternal cycles of death and rebirth, creation, and surrender. So how the moon holds spirit, she's an emotional mirror. I'm a Cancer as well, so I'm ruled by the moon, and pretty much everything that is about the moon is what I am. So I mirror everyone else's, and actually we all do. Everyone is a mirror of how we feel inside ourselves. I don't know if I said that right. Anyways, I'll just carry on. I'm sure it'll come to me when I'm ready to say it. So yeah, emotional mirror. So the moon pulls on the waters of the earth and the emotional waters inside of us, bringing hidden feelings to the surface for healing. So yeah, what I was going to say was no, I can't even say that because I need to save that for the end because it was what happened yesterday. Save it. I'll save it for later. I get too excited. Okay, so cosmic timing. The moon's phases offer natural rhythms for manifestation, release and rest. Full moons for letting go, new moons for planting seeds. So just make sure if you're trying to manifest on a full moon, that is not what the full moon is for. Full moon is for releasing. New moons is for manifesting. And she is an intuitive amplifier. So under her glow, psychic senses sharpen. Yeah. Dreams become more vivid. The veil between dimensions thins. And she holds feminine wisdom carrier. She is a feminine wisdom carrier. The moon embodies divine feminine energies, nurturing, cyclical, intuitive, and wise beyond words. The moon, I have had... Actually, my first proper meditate under a full moon gave me my first ever proper download, and that was I birthed this new business idea, which was the absolute. So I remember sitting just out there on our outdoor couch, and I was under the full moon. It was a clear sky, and I was meditating, and I came through with the Absolute logo, or the Together logo, that you will probably see at some point during this episode, or this podcast, sorry. And yeah, that was the first thing that happened. I was like, holy crap, the moon, oh my God, I just got this incredible download of this new business. And then I went on this whole journey of like remembering, because this logo that I just, vaguely sketched out on my notepad out there, it was legit a logo I remember seeing as a kid. Like, I'd always had the infinity symbol that was ingrained in my brain since a child. And this particular logo, so I went down this rabbit hole, like trying to remember, and I was like, oh my God. And it was because I'm remembering my past life. I'm remembering a past life of where it already happened, because time is not linear. Everything is happening all at once. And so, yeah, it was really exciting time with the moon for my first time. Okay, so let's move on to my girl, the Spirit of Marijuana. Now, like I said, if you are hating, I don't give a fuck, because I want to bring you a new perspective, because we've been programmed that marijuana, or any natural medicine, so things like psychedelic mushrooms, ayahuasca, ibogaine, or whatever it's called, I can't remember, or any of the ancient traditional medicines, let's just get that terminology right. It is a medicine. It is not a drug. Okay, I want to make that very, very clear. And I have been smoking marijuana, the Spirit of Marijuana, for 1.5 years now. I never used to take drugs of any sort. I mean, I've been a smoker my whole since I was 14. But yeah, the few times that I've tried, actually tried marijuana, I whited out hard. Like, it was not for me. I was like, no, don't want it. And then I was just in such a low vibration back then that fuck, it was just so bad. I was in such a low vibration that I was hunched over, always leaning over, always like this. I even had friends say to me, like, why are you always hunched over? Like, do you always do that? Like, why? What are you doing? And then it got to the point where it was so bad, like my hips were twisted. I'd had pain in my hips. After I had Rhea, it made it 10 times worse. And then I got a lump on the back of my neck, and that was kind of like, oh God, okay. Something's not right, and it's internally. It's how I feel inside. It's not, me not exercising or whatever, other excuse, or my hips were twisted because of Rhea. Like, all of these were just excuses. Like, there was something deep inside that I needed to look into. And I think it was sort of about that point that I started smoking weed. And it just changed everything, because it allowed me to... I have a very busy mind, and it allowed me to switch off my mind and just be. Just be. And, we live in a world where alcohol is accepted, and yet alcohol is probably one of the worst drugs there is for our bodies. And so when you've got mums, or our coping mechanism is to have a couple of wines every night, it's horrible for our body. So I was like, fuck it, let's just try and smoke some weed. And I did. And it made me feel really fucking good. It raised my vibration. It made me a better mum. It made me a better person, or at least it was helping me raise my vibration so that I could actually go internally and figure out what the fuck was going on inside. It's been quite a journey. It's honestly, spiritual awakenings are not fucking easy. And if you've been through one, then you fucking know. But it's always worth it on the other side. And this is the best bit, because I am finally feeling like I am at a place where I am out of my healing journey, and I have been crowned a few different titles now, and I've remembered who I am on a soul level. That is what happens when you get to the other side of your healing journey, is you remember who you are on a soul level. And so I think that's why it's now that I've finally been allowed to start this podcast, because everything for me is intuitively led. I live a life of flow. I don't plan anything too far in advance. I just flow every day, even hour by hour. That is how I live my life. So it's only been now that I've been given the green light to do this podcast, and the download had come through just the other day. So this is how quickly I've got off my butt to do this, was that people need to know about the spirit of marijuana. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've got my download notes here. Let me check what it actually said. Talk about spirit of marijuana. She doesn't dim, she amplifies, was what she said to me. Everything is a spirit, sun, moon, and how it plays a part in our consciousness. So this was the download I got the other day, and this is why I'm bringing this podcast episode to you, because this podcast was actually always supposed to be with Rick, myself, and our best friend Cody. But it just didn't happen. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to kick it off and let's just do it, right? So yeah, let's talk about my beautiful ally. So marijuana, or sacred cannabis, is a plant spirit and ancient medicine. She is a wise grandmother energy, here to amplify our gifts, open our hearts, and soften the walls between the physical and spiritual realms. When approached with reverence, she becomes a sacred ally for expansion, emotional release, and soul remembrance. Oh, fuck, I just get so like, oh God, she just amplifies. I'm not even high at the moment, actually, right now. So yeah, she's just truly amazing. And she amplifies, not dims. But it's all how you feel on the inside and what you set the intention to do. I'll repeat again. You can do anything if you set the intention. You can do anything if you set the intention. Got it? Okay. Okay, so how marijuana holds spirit. She is an intuitive amplifier. She heightens intuition, creativity, telepathy, and energetic sensitivity, helping us tune into frequencies often missed in sober states. She is a heart opener. Marijuana gently dissolves the ego's defenses, allowing more unconditional love, compassion, and vulnerability to flow through. And that's exactly what she did for me at the very beginning. I mean, she still does it now, obviously, but we work together in such a different way now, because she's no longer lifting me up. She's now working with me in tandem. And it's really beautiful, our relationship, how it's grown. Moving on. So she is also a trauma releaser. So through conscious use, she allows old, stuck emotions to rise for gentle witnessing, processing, and release. And that is exactly what she did for me yesterday. So when I came home from dropping Raya off, like I said, I had an emotional release, and that's because I had a hit, or I had a puff, and Lila just did the worst fart right now. That's disgusting, Lila. Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. So she was able to gently bring this emotional release, this ancestral release out, so that I could continue on with an initiation I had no idea I was even doing. I wasn't aware I was doing anyway. So yeah, so she can help you. And the thing with her as well when it comes to emotions is I feel like she can give you what you need. So if you're feeling tired, it's probably, or you just zonk out as soon as you have weed, it's probably because you just need so much rest. And that's what she's doing for you. She's offering you that rest. So, just like yesterday when what I needed was to have an emotional release, trauma release, she allowed me to have that safely and protecting me while doing it. Yeah, she's really beautiful in that way. So she's also a timeline expander. So she temporarily stretches linear perception, letting us glimpse quantum timelines, potentials, and soul paths beyond 3D reality. Which again, I have had this experience. I have had first-hand experience working with all of these elements and in all of these beautiful different ways, and when you combine all of them together, magic happens. Magic is everywhere. You just have to believe it, and if you don't believe it yet, then you need to use EFT tapping to reprogram yourself to let magic and miracles come into your life. Okay, moving on. So how to work with the spirit of marijuana. So you can create a sacred ceremony, light a candle, set an intention, and invite the spirit of the plant to work with you before consuming. What I like to do is I don't go that far. I mean, I smoke it every day, so I'm not doing that every time. I usually have a puff. I've got a vape. I was smoking proper beautiful garden stuff, but that's all finished now. And just as a disclaimer, I am a scripted medical patient, by the way, just so you know. I do have a script for medicinal cannabis, so don't come at me. What I usually like to do is just take a puff and just simply thank her. I just say, thank you, Spirit of Marijuana. Thank you for everything. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for working with me. And it's as simple as that. And like I said, when you set the intention to do something, magical things happen, because then those spirits actually want to help you. The universe wants to help you evolve. The universe and the spirits are not against you. They're here to help you. So all we have to do is be open to receiving these messages and love and light and peace. So yeah, some deeper teachings. So marijuana teaches us reverence, not to take medicine for granted, which we live in a society where it is. And don't get me wrong, don't use marijuana to numb, because that's the opposite. Whatever you do is, what's the saying? Whatever you put in is what you get out, or whatever the fuck that saying is. So we don't want to take her for granted. We want to work with her, not against her. And she will. She'll numb us. If that's how you're feeling, she'll do that. So she teaches us softness, that strength and vulnerability can coexist. And she teaches us expansion. The reality is far greater than what our eyes can see. When we honour her spirit, we amplify our soul's own song instead of dulling it. The Spirit of Marijuana is a wise ally who amplifies our gifts, opens our hearts, and shows us the vastness of our soul. When honoured consciously, she becomes a portal to deeper presence, healing, and awakening. And when you talk to everything, it connects everything. It connects our vibration, it connects our it connects us to Mother Gaia, it connects us to our soul, connects us to other timelines in the quantum, and just so much more that you don't even realize is in the unseen. We are vibrational beings. We are made of plasma or plasmoid or something like that. Plasma? Yeah, it's definitely plasma. We are vibrational beings, so it's time to start tuning in to the unseen. We've got 5 senses. I think it's 2 of those senses are universal, which is light and sound, right? So what else is out there that we don't have senses for? These are the questions you have to start asking yourself, okay? All right. So what do you reckon? Have you learnt something new? Have I blown your mind? Or are you just like, Shakira, you're batshit fucking crazy and I am not listening to you anymore? Whichever way, I don't give a fuck, and I hope you stay. I hope I can teach you some more, because I think the next episode that I'm being called to give you is all about our spirit guides and about our soul and, yeah, that sort of stuff. So if you feel called, stick around. I hope you do. And as a final message, I am going to read out my story of what happened yesterday and the final message from the sun. Do you want to hear it? Yes, of course you do. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, this was the final message from the sun. He said, "Tell my story of what's happened today. The sun gave me codes and upgraded my gifts, held me and warmed me as I integrated new power and unlocked the wealth door. He opens the light portal for us to channel to source. Let him guide you to remembering." That was his message. I just want to read that again because I think it's so important. He opens the light portal for us to channel to source, to Christ consciousness. He opens that portal. Let him, the sun, guide you to remembering. Isn't that just so beautiful? That was the sun's final message to me yesterday after a big day. Okay, so he wanted me to I wrote this story briefly because I am, like I said, I'm writing my book. So this particular day of everything is a full chapter in my second book. So be sure to keep a lookout for that when it is finished and published. But you will hear the whole story in my book. But this is a brief of what happened. I unlocked a true soul initiation today. I rewrote my entire bloodline and stepped into my rightful title. I've crossed over from healer to legacy holder, from timeline jumper to crossroad bearer. I'm the crossroad itself, Hecate crowned me and upgraded my gifts. I carry her torch. I also opened the wealth door, all thanks to money energy and the sun. A lot happened today, all with the help of the masculine energy of the sun, sacred cannabis, and lunar water. It was truly a magical day, and I honestly can't wait to share more of that with you. I just find it really funny because yesterday, so I had a recent initiation where I remembered myself on a soul level, and I am Goddess Fortress, Angel of the Light. That is my soul identity. And when I had that, I was like, yep, and I know I'm a timeline shifter in the quantum, blah, blah, blah. And I've been working with Hecate, which is the goddess of magic and crossroads. And yeah, yesterday she crowned me, and she was just so funny because she was like, make it very clear that you are not a timeline shifter anymore. You are a crossroad bearer. It was really funny. But yeah, so I am a crossroad bearer, which it's a gift that I've always known, but my gifts were amplified yesterday and crowned yesterday. So I know that when people come into my, space or they're put onto my path, I always know that they're here for a certain reason. I can usually shift people's, directions. I've always been able to do it. I've always known I've been able to do it. But yeah, it's just really working with my gifts now and amplifying them. And I always called myself a timeline shifter, but I'm not anymore. I am a crossroad bearer, which is why I trigger people a lot. I will trigger you. And if I'm triggering you, use that as an indication that is exactly what you need to ask yourself on the inside and question yourself on. Why am I triggering you on that particular thing? Because that is my gift. And that is why I am the fortress, I am the crossroad bearer, and I am the absolute. Whew, that's a lot. It's a lot. Anyway, I think that's about time to wrap up. But I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this first episode. And if you did like it, please share it with a friend. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever. All the things. Click all the things. If you could share it, that would be amazing. I would very much appreciate that because I just want to change the world for the better. That is my mission. That is why I'm here. That is why my soul is here. I am here to change the world for the better and to lift humanity and be the bridge between both worlds. That is why I'm the crossroad bearer, because I am the bridge between two worlds. I know that now. So yeah, I love you. I love you so much. And I can't wait to chat and teach you so much more in the next episode.